Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is New Year's Eve. It's about 6 something roughly. I just wanted to check in. I'm going to be doing a few separate clips tonight about our New Year's Eve, what I cooked, what we did for drinks, what are some of our traditions, resolutions. I'm going to do this one, which will be a year in review, the good and the bad that happened to me and my family in 2017 and what we hope for the next year. And then, of course, share with you how we bring in the new year. So let's get started. 2017 was a really rough year. It started off, we always bring in the new year with joy and love and happiness and cheer, no matter what. But in the back of our minds, of course, we knew that this country would be facing a very sad and scary path. And it was sad because we never in a million years would have thought that our country would be going through what it's going through. And just like it just turned 360 degrees, and we just didn't know. All we could hold on to was our faith, our hope, turn to God, draw closer to Him as much as we could, to continue on stronger than ever in our spiritual journey, and just to hold on tight to each other as a family and with our friends, and just do what we could for our country in whatever way that we could. And so that is what kept us strong and what kind of got us through. The country is still in a very sad and scary situation, but we try to hold on to the good that happens in the midst of all of that. Of course, I'm in Northern California, so we went through the difficult and sadness of the fires. And then, of course, my beloved Puerto Rico suffered the hurricanes, my husband's country, with the earthquakes back to back, the hate crimes, the racism crimes, just the country in turmoil. So I'm going to go through January through December to let you know what was good and what happened bad in me and my family's life. January, like I said, we started it off bringing in the new year with such love and happiness and cheer. Of course, we'll never let anybody take that away from us. And just with the prayer and the hope that somehow soon things would change. It hasn't yet, but my hope and my family's hope has grown, has become stronger. We held on tight to God and to our spiritual journey, and we have just been blessed, and we do have more faith. We can see the light a little bit more, and we feel a little bit safer within our faith, within our spiritual journey, but still always keeping a watchful eye on what's happening in our country and to the people of our country. Then came January 6th, where me and my family, we celebrate Three Kings Day. So that's always a joy and an excitement for my kids. A lot of Hispanic countries honor this day, celebrate this day, especially Puerto Rico and Mexico. So what happens is the night before, the kids put out their boxes. In some countries, it's their shoes, and they put grass for the camels and a cup of water for the Three Kings, because their journey is far to go see baby Jesus and following that star. And so as the kids sleep, in some countries they do it where all the parents, the godparents, the aunts, uncles, and whoever else wants to leave gifts, they can. In my house, since it's just me, my husband, and my children, my brothers and sisters are in LA or the Bay Area, it's just me that follows this tradition. And so me and my husband, when we wipe up the grass, throw it away, and we empty out the glass so that the kids know that, and my kids aren't kids. My son is autistic. He's 22, but he still is emotionally a child. My other kids are 20. My baby's 20. My other daughter's 27. So my son still believes in it wholeheartedly, and I'll never let that change. My daughters, they may have some thoughts, like they know that the Three Kings really aren't here, that was in Jesus' time, and they know that mom and dad are the ones who are who are helping the Three Kings to deliver these gifts to them. So they kind of see it as that story, but they just love the story of it and that they continue to be a part of it. Um, so we leave anywhere from 3 to 6 gifts, roughly around there. Things that they like, that they've been wanting. Nothing big. It's just nice things that they either been wanting or needing. Or things that they just like. I want to see the joy on their faces. So I don't ever give them clothes because even though they may need it, kids don't want clothes. They want fun things, things that they are into, like photography, a camera if they were in photography, or a DVD player if they're needing that, or a VR, stuff like that. But we don't try to go that big. We do that stuff on Christmas. So it's mainly like makeup or movies or like toys for my son, jewelry, just stuff that they still like, that are really nice, but aren't the big things because we give the bigger things for Christmas. So we look forward to that, and of course we have a special dinner and drinks for the kids and us for adults, and it's just a really huge celebration. My parents celebrate it with me, and I want to continue that tradition. So we've been celebrating since the kids were born, and since I was a child. So after that, pretty much comes. Well, I have a niece and a nephew whose birthday is January 9th, so I always try to think of them and try to get together, but it doesn't always work out, but they're always in my mind and heart. And then, of course, my birthday is January 17th, so we look forward to celebrating my birthday. I try to go to the Bay Area, which is 3 hours away from me, to be with my mom because of her, I am alive and here. And so, of course, I want to spend my day with her at the grave. And so that always brings me, sadness that I don't have her, but happiness that I can be with her, even if it's at the gravesite. And so, and then, of course, I go to eat at my most favorite place. One year we did Pier 39 and we spent the weekend in San Francisco and it was so amazing. One year we did, Santa Rosa, which is a couple hours from us, stuff like that. So I always try to do something that I haven't, that's very special. If it's a place to eat, it's a place to eat that I haven't eaten in so long, or that I only go on a special occasion. And so, like this year, this coming year, next month, I want to eat, oh my God, seafood, because I love crab and shrimp. So I want to go out of town and just eat the best seafood I can. Or my other choices, of course, Puerto Rican food, but you have to go out of town to also get, a restaurant Puerto Rican food. I can make a lot of Puerto Rican food, but I just want to go out and be pampered. Of course, my idea is to have my nails and toes done. I have it every 2 weeks, but just to have a special one. And plus, shortly after my birthday, we're going to Mexico. So, yeah, so just, I want, that day, I just want to be pampered. Like I said, the nails, the toes, just a special thing that treated for me, that I'm not buying it. Special food that I like, that I've been craving. Just be with my family and just enjoy the whole day celebrating my life. And so we did that this year. In fact, I went to my mother's grave. We went out to dinner and I met up with my brother and his wife, and my family took me shopping and I did a shopping spree. So that was really neat. And then, after that, February, of course, February 9th is the day my mother died. So it's always a really hard time for me. But I always try, not every anniversary I go, but I did go this year. And of course, this coming February, because it'll mark her 20th death anniversary. So we're thinking of getting the family together and doing something special. So that's what I did. I spent the day with her for a while and then came back. And then we recuperate. Valentine's Day come. It's a day of love, and just thankful for being a couple, thankful for being a family, thankful for the special friends. So me and my husband, we always get something special for each other, and we always go out to dinner. So it'll be a different restaurant. This year we did Applebee's, and we tend to do Applebee's a lot, but my husband really doesn't feel it. So he definitely wants to do something different. Last year, I think we did a steakhouse that we have here close to our town, like 15 minutes away. So that's what we do. We go out to dinner and we give each other gifts, and we just do the balloons and a heart cake, and we just go all out Valentine's Day decorations and stuff like that. So that was fun. In March, after that, and in between that time, I'm getting ready. Oh, we went to Mexico, the end of January to the beginning of February, like we're going to do now again. But it was just me and my husband. My kids didn't want to go. They had either college, or my other daughter just started a job. My son didn't want to go. So it was just me and my husband. We had a really good time for 10 days in Mexico, the end of January to the beginning of February. I missed that part. So yeah. And so I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. So we did that, and then as soon as I got back from Mexico, I had to go full force preparing for the Autism March that I'd done here. It was our 9th year. This coming April 2nd, which is World Autism Awareness Day, will be our 10th year. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a bang. It's going to be so special because it's a marker year. But every year it's big. Every year it's special. More and more people join us. Like I said, it started off with me, my husband, my children, and one friend. And 9 years later, it's hundreds of people that march with me. We've been known in the New York Museum, in every newspaper. People in other states have heard about our story. And so it just to bring awareness to autism, bring it to our community, to our family, our friends, to the forefront of the world. And so it's just an event that I put all the money into. I don't have sponsors or donors as of yet. I just put a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of money into it. Last year it was over $3,000 from my own pocket. I feed the people. I have drinks for them, special blue punch drinks. Food, desserts, blue desserts, because blue is a theme color of autism. We just head to toe blue. And so we have games and activities, and I give out tons and tons and tons of gift baskets. So it's something that's my labor of love that I look forward to. So as soon as we got back from Mexico, me and my family go full force with that. And in March, as I was preparing for this Autism March, and for the first time in my life, people kept saying, let us help, ask for donations. We'll be happy to donate. We'll be happy to support in every way we can. So I went Facebook Live, and I went on YouTube. I got a P.O. box so that people can send their donations if they want it. You don't have to send money. If you don't know me, I have plenty of years of pictures and videos and witnesses to prove that I am legit, and this is huge. So I'm not worried about, oh my God, they're going to think I'm lying. It's up to you, really. But I have a huge amount of proof. But I tell people, you don't have to send money. If you're afraid, if you don't know, you're not sure, just send a pair of socks, a jacket, a sensory toy, an autism book so that these parents could read to their children. Anything. Just a blue cup, anything that you want to send that can come, a blanket, a throw, anything, gloves, mittens, hats, anything that you just want to donate. If you can only donate one thing or 20 things or 100 things, everything is greatly appreciated, and everything helps for these families. So I went there for the first time. I asked, for donations and help. And then I had to let go of a person that was dear to me for many years because in that process of donation, I was telling everybody my son has a dream to go to New York, and we've never been able to do it because for all of us to go with him, it's just a lot of money. It's not, we could put together money from Mexico because it's so much cheaper than New York. It just, for what he wants to see and what he wants to do, it's a lot of money. So every year we work on it really hard, and it hasn't worked out for us. We were ready to go this year, and then he changed his mind, and I think something was going to happen because he said, Mom, I just don't know. I have a bad feeling about this year. I don't want to go. You sure? You sure? We're ready. All this stuff. It was going to be tight, but we were willing to do the sacrifice. And he said, no, Mom, I just have a bad feeling. So maybe God was working through my son. But definitely this coming year, we're already looking at the flights, the money, already putting our heads together as to what it's going to cost us and how we could put it together. But at that time, I had mentioned my son's dream just in case somebody knew of a contest or somebody wanted, to donate something to his dream. And a person who was dear to me in my life came from my character, and that's something you can never, ever do. From the day I'm born to this present day, I am as real gets. I am 100%. I have the hugest heart you'll ever see. I love to give, and I give more than I receive. I mean, I receive a lot from God, and He's been so good to me and my family, my immediate, which is my husband and my children. But I have given more than I've ever received as far as other people and other things. And it's like, I am the most honest person you'll ever meet. And I can prove everything I say and everything I do from the beginning of my life till now. I mean, everybody makes mistakes and people make bad decisions through their life, but nothing to ever hurt my family or anybody that I love or anybody that I know consciously. You know, if you said the wrong thing or you thought the wrong thing, okay. And if I find out that I made a mistake, I will be the first to apologize. You don't have to point the finger and tell me, look what you did to me. No, I will pray about it and realize it. But that's not happened a lot in my life. And I would never lie on purpose or to hurt anybody. Those are never my intentions. And the person felt that they could just come for me like, you know, like I talk about it, this dream of my son, but I'm not about it, is what the words that they used. And I'm not going to mention the person's name because it's nobody's business. It's a private thing between me and this person. I'm just mentioning the situation because I had to let this person go. Because you cannot ever come for my character, ever. Because it just breaks my heart in 100 pieces. And the person that I am and the things that I've done all my life for everyone I love, I will die for the people that I love. So sorry, there's a knock at the door. But and then my intentions, my motives, my reasons, the heart that I have that is so huge and so giving, and being the most honest person you'll ever know, and just being so humble and so real. You cannot ever, no one, nothing can ever come from my character. And I felt like that's what happened. And that is what happened. It's not just that I felt it, it did happen. And so, and it was from a person that was dear to me for so many years. And so I said what I had to say and I had to let the person go because and it would take a miracle for that relationship to ever come back. I love the person still. I wish them all the best. You know, there'll always be in my prayer, but our relationship will never be the same. And like I said, God is good, so He can make a miracle, but there would have to be a deep conversation and a deep apology. And I think it will still be tainted. I think it will still, something will always be missing. So I feel like I had to let that person go, even though they're still on my Facebook. You know, like I say, you know, I still have love for them and I do wish them well, but our relationship can never be the same. And then, so I continued on, did what I had to do. The Autism March was amazing. We are going to New York this year, God willing. So that it turned out all good. And then right like a day or two before the autism, so in March, and then was my husband's birthday. So that was a fun thing of March. And then in April, of course, the day before came where I had invited a lot of friends and family and was kind of catching up because I had gotten no response. So I caught up with another person that was dear to me at the time. You know, hey, you're coming because, you know, I've invited them for years and they've never come. And I thought this year, I'm not accepting any excuses. If you're not dead, you need to be here. Or if you're not in the hospital or terribly sick, you need to be here. So that was none of these persons' reasons, is because it was a church day. And I'm on a spiritual journey and I've always loved God. I've always prayed. I always lived as good as a Christian life as I could. Of course, we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We all have made mistakes. So nobody can judge or be better than anybody. Their words were, don't you ever, because I told them, I said, look, I said, don't give me the church as an excuse, because God don't operate like that. A good church don't operate like that, where you can't take a couple of hours or one day to be at a special event. This is not about me. If it was about me, I wouldn't be surprised if this person didn't support me and didn't come to be with me. I wouldn't be surprised. I probably wouldn't even ask them. But it was about my son, who is blood to them, who is an innocent, disabled child. This event is once a year. It's not every Sunday, every weekend, once a month, once every 6 months, once a year. And to say because you have church, no, because you didn't have church all those prior years. It fell on many times that wasn't even a church day. What was your excuse then? Absolutely none. And to say, don't ever tell me to choose him before my God and my church. I will absolutely ask you anything I want. I felt like, this, my son didn't do anything to you. It's once a year thing. It's for a good cause. He's an innocent disabled person. It wasn't for me. I didn't ask you to go to movies. I didn't ask you to go to club. I didn't ask you to go to the park. I didn't ask you anything. It was just for a couple of hours, just to show him love, just to support him and represent him. But when you're sick and you miss church, you don't worry about what God thinks or that he's going to be mad or anything. When you go on vacation, let's say you go on vacation, they've been on vacation many times. They've been out of town many times. They didn't think about, oh, we're choosing our vacation over God. And how do you even compare that to an innocent disabled person? No. So I'm not stupid. I'm as smart as you'll ever find somebody. And I know what time it is, and that excuse don't fly with me. And so I put this person, told them how I felt, told them what, defended my son to the ground. And I will always defend him and protect him with everything that I have to my dying day and then some. And so it didn't fly with me. It wasn't true. God don't operate like that. A good church doesn't operate like that. Your heart shouldn't operate like that. And like I said, you go on vacation many times and you didn't think about what God and the church was going to think. And this was way more important than even that vacation. And like I said, prior years had happened and you didn't come. So what happened to that? So this is just how I feel, and I will stand my ground to it. That person decided to say bye, and I said bye because they chose their God and their church, which God don't operate like that. The God of everybody does not operate like that. Church, like I said, good church does not operate like that. So, they said bye and I said bye because they made that decision using the excuse of God and the church. And I made my decision using something real, my son. So you made your choice, I made your choice, and I had to let this person go. And this person is one of the dearest people that can be to me. But I have children that love me, and I don't ever have to explain or prove anything to them. And they're with me 100% unconditionally, and they love me. They call me mom. They have never failed their brother. They have never failed me. I have never failed them. I have always had their back. I protect them. And this person was right up there. But I had to let them go. And I love them and I wish them well. And they are always included in my prayers. But our relationship can never be the same. I mean, it would take a miracle again, and that we would have a deep conversation. And a lot of things will have to change. A lot of things will have to be my way. Because I went above and beyond to sacrifice to do the way things, do things the way they like, the way they wanted for their wedding, for every different occasion through the years, just doing things that we weren't comfortable with, that we didn't like, that we weren't happy, that even brought us tears, but all in the best interest of them, all in the love that we had for them. And then when it came to us, we never got to reciprocate it. So I felt like done. Like I said, I love this person. I really wish them well from the bottom of my heart. They're always included in my prayers, but I'm in a good space. I'm in a happy space. I'm at peace with the decision and the situation. And like I said, it would take a deep conversation and things will be very different if we ever had a relationship. And I'm about respecting people and their lives, but you can't come from me and my son, especially my son. And you can't lie and use excuses that I know are off. So I'm going on a rant on the situation, but anyway, and I'm not going to say the person's name and who they are exactly to me because it's private. It's nobody's business. It's not about calling out anybody. I'm just telling you the situation and that it was a dear person to me. I had to let go, and I would do it again. I mean, like I said, I'm at peace. I'm happy with the decision, and I'm in a good space. And so, so those were two of the probably unfortunate, saddest things other than what the country is going through. And plus, of course, what my beloved Puerto Rico is going through in Mexico and stuff. So yeah, so we had our autism march, and that's the highlight of my year. My labor of love is just so amazing, so big, and so much support and love from people and the people that came and joined us. And you can look back on my videos and stuff, see what it's all about. And I'll be videotaping, of course, again this year. And it's the 10th anniversary. So we're so excited about all the ideas and plans and what we're going to do this year. So look forward to that. And you can go back from the beginning and check out what it's all about. So May, Mother's Day, we always celebrate the Mother's Day with me, my husband, and my kids. And just every year we do something special. I think this year we also went to my mother's grave. We went out to dinner as a family and stuff like that. So then June, Father's Day, we celebrated my husband. So that was a highlight of June. And what else happened? July, just continue to celebrate the summer. We do a lot of barbecues during the summer and just enjoy each other's company. And we dress up for different themes and different holidays. So we go red, white, and blue for 4th of July. And then August, well, it's my mother's birthday, August 5th, so I'll always do something to honor her. It was my daughter's 1-year anniversary, so it was nice to honor them and see them do something special on their first year. Of course, September was the earthquakes back to back in Mexico and the hurricanes in Puerto Rico back to back that destroyed the island. My people are suffering. So we bought shirts where the proceeds went to the Puerto Rican relief effort. And then we used those to honor Puerto Rico this Christmas. So, yeah, so we did a lot to honor Puerto Rico. And then Mexico, I did a couple videos doing colors of the Mexican flag to honor Mexico, colors of the Puerto Rican flag to honor Puerto Rico, stuff like that. So you can check those out. So it was those invitations that really broke our heart. And then the fires of Northern California and then LA, which I'm in Northern California. We didn't lose our home, and thank God we didn't lose our life, but many people did. And so we were on evacuation alert at any moment. So that was really a lot of anxiety, really stress. The smoke in the air was really bad. My kids have asthma really bad. My daughter's been in the hospital and stuff like that. And then October, we just celebrated my son's birthday, October 24th, which is always special to us. He loves SpongeBob, so we tend to always go SpongeBob. So we had a party here at the house, SpongeBob theme. Then the next week was Halloween. So we went all out this year for Halloween. We really dove into Day of the Dead, and I've always had an altar in memory of my parents and my husband's parents and anybody who's died that was really close and special to us. But when we moved, I hadn't put the altar back up. So this year for Halloween and being the Day of the Dead, I wanted to really make sure that I put the biggest and the most special altar I've ever done. So that came to play. And I think I showed you guys in a video. And then, of course, Halloween, and we gave out candy this year. We didn't go trick-or-treating. And then the very next week is my daughter's birthday, November 7th. So we celebrated her birthday, and that was a lot of fun. And then it was Thanksgiving. So we had a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner as always. We say a special prayer, thanking the vets for sacrificing their lives for our security and our freedom, for sacrificing their families so we could be with ours. Honoring the loved ones that we don't have with us anymore, that stuff like that, honoring the homeless, hoping that everybody had a meal on their plate everywhere in the world, and that the homeless would somehow find a meal. We just pray for all those special people. And then we had December, we had Christmas Eve. We celebrate more Christmas Eve because we Hispanics do more Christmas Eve. You have the Christmas dinner, the Christmas music. You bring in the midnight. You bring in Christmas Day like you do New Year's. And so we opened our gifts at midnight. We're just singing and dancing, watching Christmas movies. And then Christmas Day, we just continued on the dinner and the celebration and just kind of more of a relaxation day. And now here we are, New Year's Eve, and we're so excited. So that was pretty much my year in review. I think I was missing something. Like I said, we went to Mexico, had a wonderful trip. And there was something else I was going to say. If I forget, I'll put in the description bar. So we've had a lot of special celebrations this year, a lot of special events. Um, that we do pretty much every year, but every year we try to do something a little different, a little bit more special, but always honoring each other for our special days, which is our birthdays. Every holiday we go full force, we just from head to toe. We dive into the meaning of every holiday. We're just that way. We're close. I feel like, oh, this year I went on a cooking journey from somebody not knowing how to cook nothing, maybe macaroni and cheese and some I could do some killer fried chicken, but other than that, I didn't know how to cook a thing. I didn't know nothing about spices, measurements, nothing. I was just lost. My mother always just spoiled us and cooked for us. And I married my husband who cooked for us and is an amazing cook. But I was sitting down one day just thinking of my mom saying, I really miss my mom. I really miss her food. I wish I would have took and so yeah, so just from sitting there, I thought, boy, I'm missing my mom, missing her food. I wish I would have recorded it. You know, in the beginning, there was no cameras, but I wish I would have wrote it down. And when cameras came to be, I wish I would have recorded her cooking. And I wish she would have been here. And so I just stood up and just went on YouTube and found this Puerto Rican lady that cooks close to my mom, Evelyn Dominguez. God bless her. I have to send her a thank you card and let her know how much she's changed my life. And then I watched many other people. So I learned how to cook every Puerto Rican food you can think of, every Mexican food you can think of. I even dove into Italian, into Portuguese. So I'm a darn good chef now. And that started at the beginning of this year. And I've been on this cooking journey that I know all about spices and measurements and how to saute and simmer and bake and just desserts of every country. I'm just like the most amazing chef you'll ever meet now. So I'm very proud of that. And I just wish my mother was here to see what that I can cook and everything that I know how to do. And if she would approve and be proud of me, I'm sure she would. So that was a life changing experience this year. So yeah, so I think the worst that happened this year, having to let two people go, which I'm good. I'm good. And like I said, because I have a spiritual journey, I wish these people well. And I'll always love them, but that's as far as we go. And, I really do wish them well, but our relationship will never be the same. It's been tainted a little bit too much, too hard, too deep. And things, in order for it to ever go back, things would drastically have to be said and be done and changed. And so, I'm not looking for it. I'm not going after it. I'm not missing it. I'm not, you know, not missing it, not needing it, not thinking about it. I am good. I have moved on with my life. I'm just loving on my children, loving on my husband, loving on the people that really love me and appreciate me, and just doing my labor of love with autism and supporting causes that are near and dear to me, like domestic violence and breast cancer. Oh, that was another thing that kind of went south or was sad for me. I had a really bad breast cancer scare, but by the grace of God, it was no cancer. It was all good. It was just a scare. And so thank God I'm on top of my preventative care too, because that helped a lot. So there was a lot of blessings, a lot of beautiful moments of celebrating each other and the holidays through the years, which, like I said, we always try to do something